All right, have and have not fans, we only have a couple of days left, and our show will be back on the air with a new season. I'm excited. I'm just at a loss for words because I think it's amazing that the haves and have nots are doing like these little. I wouldn't even call them teaser videos, more like behind the scenes of some of the cast members. I believe the video clips are maybe between 1.5, 3 minutes long on the have and have not Tyler Perry Facebook pages. That's where I've been seeing them, where they kind of go in depth about the character. Like Angelo Robertson will talk about Veronica, Renee Lawless will go into detail about Catherine, Crystal Fox about Hannah, and the list goes on. And I just kind of sat back tonight and just watched all those videos, back to back to back about the evolution of Jim's character, Catherine, Hannah, Candace, and I really do find it cool that they talk about from season one in terms of how those characters started out to where they are now. And I thought it would be pretty interesting to kind of do almost like a mini series. And I feel that since I'm just starting this quote unquote mini series so close to the show coming back on the air, that I might actually start dropping videos more often in regards to this. I guess you can call this series like the strongest characters, or just kind of a almost like a character biography, if you will, in terms of some of the characters on the show who I feel are some of the most strongest characters, be it male or female, that I've ever seen. So I guess you could say this first video, I want to ask the question: who do you think is the strongest character in the haves and the have-nots? And again, this really isn't about physical strength, about, hey, David almost kicked Benny's ass or something like that. I mean, like in terms of their personality, who they are, how they deal with adversity, opposition. Personally, I just feel like for this video, and again, this isn't me saying that this character, in my opinion, is the strongest, but in terms of characters who have gone through the most, I think it's almost a toss between Hannah and Catherine, believe it or not. And I want to focus on Catherine on this video. And again, it's not going to be terribly long, but just some kind of inside information I just thought about. When you think about how much Catherine has gone through behind the scenes, it really is a lot. And what I mean by behind the scenes, I mean struggling to make it through some difficult times by herself. And thankfully enough, Hannah came into her life. And, of course, Hannah being a Christian was a great influence on Catherine in season one. And of course, the reason I think Catherine really does take the number one spot in this particular video is the fact that she fought, against breast cancer in season one, and nobody knew but Hannah. And that's just incredible because you look at everything that Jim has put her through, everything she has gone through involving her children, her so-called friends or social circle, if you will, Veronica, and even Celine, and the list goes on. And you just think about how much, because most people even forget that Catherine even had breast cancer in season one. Honestly, I can't blame you, because if I'm not mistaken, we haven't even heard of the breast cancer or the surgery she went through to remove the cancer since season one. Like literally, that was it. When she got out of the hospital, she was laying in her bed for most of the remainder of season one. And then season two, the whole Wyatt hitting Benny and then them trying to cover it up kind of, I wouldn't say erased, but overshadowed the struggles that Catherine had to go through back in season one. And the fact that it was right under Jim's nose is just amazing. That just goes to show how detached those two are from each other in terms of their marriage. And this isn't just involving Jim's infidelity. It's just about the whole concept of she was literally battling for her life right in front of him, and he didn't even notice. And if I'm not mistaken, Catherine even talked to Hannah about that. It's like, I'm struggling for my life, and none of my children even, none of my family even noticed. And I literally can just go on and on and on. And just to see that Catherine has kind of evolved from the victim, if you will, when you think about it, because in season one, she was fighting for her life. Season two, if you really think about season two as a whole, Catherine almost took like a back seat to the events of, Jim taking center stage with the "I'll handle it" tagline, if you will, trying to cover up the hit and run charges. And then, Amanda lashing out and going with Candace, moving in with her. And I think she even told Hannah at the end of season one, like, you know what? I just struggled to get my life back on track after this cancer. I almost died trying to almost killed myself trying to keep this family together. I just want everything to fall apart. And it really did. She kind of just sat back, sipped her tea like Kermit the Frog, and you know, she was really sad about the whole Wyatt situation. Then her friendship with Hannah was on the rocks after, you know, she didn't deny, or she didn't say that Wyatt was the one that hit Benny. And then you move into season 3, things got even worse. You know, when Amanda was, you know, found dead, then she found, I guess you could say, some sort of foundational stability of her emotions with Hannah. Then things just it just got worse and worse and worse. You know, with Amanda's funeral, with Wyatt going to jail, then him getting raped, then her finding out about Veronica. When you really think about it, Veronica making Katheryn snap, and then them being in jail, it really, even though, you know, Katheryn's kind of went psychopath now, it's her actually fighting back. So if you look at Katheryn's evolution from season 1, from being like this woman who's been trying to hold this dysfunctional family together for so long, when you think about it, she is the glue that held the Crier house together. And then I feel like the glue started to dry out, if you want to put it that way. And then luckily enough, Hannah stepped in with the holy, you know, God, the word, and some, if I'm not mistaken, was it marijuana? Seriously, if you remember season 1, remember that episode where Hannah gave Katheryn that joint? She came down smiling like the Joker. I'm sorry, that was one of my, see again, Tyler Perry, if you're listening, heck, if any of the cast of the Has and Have Nots are listening to this video, and I'm pretty sure you are, because you guys are awesome, and some of you all even tweet me back. It's like, hey, great video, Jeremy. I appreciate that. Get Tyler Perry to put the Has and Have Nots on DVD. I want to relive some of those moments. I'm pretty sure I speak for every Have and Have Not fan now when I say we want to go back and look at these seasons. Like, literally, if you go back and watch like season 1, season 2, you'd just be amazed at how far us as a fan base, but how far these characters have come in terms of their personalities, what their goals and dreams are. And now look at the hellhole they're in right now. Seriously, episode 1, you couldn't even touch the Criers or the Harringtons. That was like the Savannah, Georgia dynasty, like the big mansion. Now you just look at how Katheryn literally cleaned house at the end of the last season. And I believe John Snyder said in the video, you know, when he did the interview about the characters, he said Katheryn hired the world's quietest movers. Like, literally, the fact that he was in his office making a simple phone call, and they literally it felt like the freaking Grinch. Like, you know, when the Grinch, what was the story? Like, the Grinch took everything from the houses. He even took the crumbs from the rats. That's literally what it was. how the Crier stole Christmas, if you will. They literally just, the movers took everything out of that. I'm just thinking about Jim walking around just looking all like, what the is going on? Then he opens the drawers, doesn't have a pot to piss in. That was just hilarious. So again, this video is just me kind of going into detail in terms of, you know, some of the characters I feel who are the strongest in terms of their character. And again, this goes for Veronica, Hannah, and, you know, and the list goes on. Like, literally, I can make these videos for days because there's so much to talk about in regards to these characters, from where they were when the series began up until now. So I want to leave like a little poll, if you will, in terms of in the comment section below. If you could tell me, and I want to kind of tally it up probably by the end of this weekend, what character would you like to, you know, see me do a video on next in terms of, hey, I feel like this character is a strong character because, and again, it doesn't even have to be a character you like, because most people love to hate Candace or Veronica, but at the same time, you can't deny those characters are strong in who they are. And even the deceased characters are not omitted from this list. I'm talking like Jennifer, Maggie, Quincy, Amanda, any of those characters you want me to see, you know, you want to see me do a video on, I'll be more than happy to. So again, I'm going to try to get as many videos done this weekend because the show returns on Tuesday. So just because the show's coming back on Tuesday and I'll start doing my theory videos and reviews doesn't mean I'm against doing these kind of like sidebar videos. So with that being said, please, please, please subscribe to the channel. That way you'll get all my video updates as soon as I post them, because again, the show comes back Tuesday. I'm done with school, and with my work schedule, I'll hopefully have time to actually watch the Haves and the Have Nots, and within that same night, hopefully put out a video. So with that being said, again, everybody get your snacks ready. Go out to the dollar store, go to Kroger, Walmart, get a good meal. Heck, order Domino's. I know I'm going to have something good on Tuesday night. So you better get yourself ready.